welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my living room. I hope you're all doing well and making the most of this warmish weather. So it's been quite nice. We've been doing bits and bobs in the garden, in the house, just eating, playing with my baby, watching TV and going out for walks here and there. So it's been nice. So today's video is going to be about random facts about me. It might be interesting to you, might not be interesting to you. Maybe you know some of these facts, maybe you don't know some of these facts. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So first fact about me is that even though I am technically British now because I have a passport and I live in England, I am actually Russian because my parents are Russian, and what's interesting is that I wasn't actually born in Russia, I was born in Azerbaijan. So that's just where my parents happened to be when I was born, and that's where I came out. Once I spent 5 weeks traveling around Madagascar. One of the highlights was going paragliding, which was really cool. One of the lowlights was that me and 3 of my friends hired some bikes, and I've never ridden a bike. What a bad idea! And I crashed it, and so that wasn't good. I once auditioned for the X Factor in Manchester. I once did a little translating, well, it's not translating, it was interpreting job from Russian to English in the Houses of Parliament in London. That was pretty cool. What you may not know is that I actually have a degree in interior design, which I have never used. I got my degree back in 2008, never used it. This is a definite fact about me. My family and my friends mean the absolute everything to me. I am a climber, so I used to work as a rock climbing instructor, which was one of my favorite jobs actually. And yes, I am a climber. I've not done too much since getting pregnant with Mia and since having her. I wasn't climbing during pregnancy because I was really worried about having a miscarriage or something. And after having her, I just didn't have the energy or time, or I was just lazy. I eat almost anything. I like food and I like to eat pretty much everything. My most favorite food is shellfish, especially crayfish, oysters, lobster, scallops, that kind of stuff. It's all really delicious. That's my favorite. I love traveling. I love traveling. I'm not sure how many countries I've actually been to, but last time I counted was about maybe 26, something like that. But yeah, I like to travel. I like to see the world, see the different people, different cultures, different traditions, different food. Food, yes, I love food. I had 5 operations throughout my life. They include skin grafts and having my appendix taken out and things like that, so 5. Love driving, absolutely love driving. I'm really happy to be the designated driver to go anywhere. I am a diver, so me and my husband learned to dive in 2016 on our honeymoon in Vietnam, and I am allowed to go down to 20 meters. And my certificate is with RAID rather than PADI. But yes, I really enjoy it. I've now been diving in Vietnam, Tenerife and Malta. When I was little, I actually drowned once in a kind of like a lake, a body of water, like stationary body of water. It's probably a lake. Yeah, I drowned once and my brother saved my life. He jumped in the water and pulled me out by my hair. And then when I came out, I had a big leech stuck to my leg. And then when they took it off, it was all bleeding. I moved at least 11 houses in my life. That's how many I've counted. It could be more, but it's at least 11 times that I've moved. Which I know is not that many times, because I know plenty of people who've moved a lot more. But yeah, I've lived in 3 different countries in my life: Azerbaijan, Russia and England. I've always had a job since I was about 15 years old. They've been really varied, different jobs, but I've always had one, except from the last year and a half, because I've had my baby, I've stayed with her at home, so I don't have a job right now, but I've always had a job up until now. Here's something you don't know, possibly, is that I have a mural on a wall in Dewsbury, so I'm gonna go and try and check it out, because I went a few years ago, it was still there, and it's been there since about 2004, something like that, and I went a few years ago, it was still there, so I'm gonna go check it out sometime in the next month or so and see if it's still there. Things I'm fascinated by include space, Titanic, and dinosaurs. My favourite TV comedy is Friends, always has been, it is now, and I'm sure it always will be. I've watched it a billion times and I probably know every single line in it. I really enjoy watching Keeping Up Appearances and Only Fools and Horses, amongst many other TV shows like In-Betweeners and obviously Friends and Big Bang Theory. Things like that. My most favourite singer of all time is Celine Dion. First time I heard her voice was 1997. I remember exactly what I was doing. I was cleaning the kitchen and she came on the radio. My Heart Will Go On came on the radio, and I remember I just dropped all my tools. I sat down and I just put my ear next to the radio and I just listened, and I just thought she has the most beautiful voice I have ever heard. And then bang on, 10 years later, 20 years later, oh my god, so 97 is when I first heard her, and then 2017 is when I actually saw her live in concert, so it's been pretty crazy. I speak fluent Russian, obviously, and I speak a little bit of Polish because my husband is Polish. I was really drunk, or you can call it trolleyed, gazeboed, whatever you want to call it. I've been really drunk where I felt horrible the next day and I've been throwing up 3 times in my life. I'm 33 now, I've been really drunk 3 times in my life, and I remember each of those 3 incidents. It was once in Germany on a university trip, and once it was at a Halloween party at my old work, and then third time was at my husband's birthday when we went to Ireland. I took acting lessons for a year. Well, when I say lessons, I mean like adult acting workshops where I went once a week, and I took that for a year, which was pretty cool, and that was only about 3 years ago. I am really clumsy and I'm always walking into things, dropping things, breaking things all the time. I'm just really clumsy, I don't know why. My labour with my daughter took me about 54 hours. I know they say the actual labor is when you're pushing, so that took only 2 hours, but the actual process of the contractions starting and having a baby in my arms took 54 hours, but it's so cool that I still managed to give a normal birth, so not cesarean, and all was well in the end, but it just took so long. That's a whole different story for a whole other video. I once spent over $1 million on a single meal. Million of Vietnamese dongs. So not quite the same, but yeah, it's pretty cool to say I spent $1 million on a meal. So yeah, that was in Vietnam and that was really tasty. If I win the lottery, amongst many things that I would like to do, like help my family and do loads of other things, one of my wishes would be to get a yacht. I don't know why, I have no idea where this came from. I just really like boats and yachts and being in the sea, so I would love to get a yacht and basically kind of live in it and go around like Mediterranean, Caribbean, places like that. I don't know, it's always been a dream of mine, so if I ever win really big, that would be my plan. So that's all the random facts that I could think about myself. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. Thank you again for watching, for subscribing, for sharing my videos. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!